put some music on that's soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt a feeling quite this strong. Can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man. There's no hurry, don't you worry. We can take our time. Come a little closer, let's go over what I had in mind. Shut them doors and turn them lights down low. Never felt the feeling that I'm on the wrong. You know, I forgot to scroll. I was like, whoa. I was singing and I heard different from the song and from you, and I was like, oh, I'm off.
Yeah. That was a good place to end.
Yeah.
For sure.
For show. Also, so what are we posting on Fridays and Sundays now?
Yes.
Those are our new days?
Yes.
Okay, you can be in charge of describing the new format to the listenership.
Okay.
And we're starting with Loki?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is 56.
Mm-hmm.
55.
Fantastic question.
Yeah. It doesn't say.
Fucking Spotify, dude. Can't trust it.
Yes, it's 56. It's Titanic was 55.
Okay, so this is 56, and then
Yep.
the core will be 57.
Yep.
Beautiful. Who's 56 and 57?
56. I feel like a Dodgers 56. No, 46. That's not Beatty, right?
I beat 45, I think.
Oh.
What number is Joe Kelly?
17.
You're right. Also, he fucking sucks this year, by the way. He's got an ERA of like 8. It's miserable.
Well.
Also, Cameron, do you want to guess what Jacob deGrom's current ERA is?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Go ahead and guess.
1.21.
You are almost more than double.
It's below 1?
It's well below 1. 0.62.
Golly.
Let's take a look at. And you know what's funny is he's only like 3-0 on the season. He is 5-2 with an ERA of 0.62, a WHIP of 0.57. Goodness, and he's batting like 391. Ridiculous, dude. He's 0.62. The next closest is Gosman. Is that how you say it for the Giants?
I think so.
At 1.27. So he's more than double below the next closest guy.
Hmm.
There are no Dodgers in the top 12. Bauer's 13. Bueller's 16. Kershaw's 20-something. Kershaw dropped a little bit. Kershaw's 37. He got hit up a little bit on his last outing. Just to be your man.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Coffee and Contemplation. This is episode 56. That was Joe DiMaggio's lucky number.
Oh!
56 straight games with a hit.
That's really cool. Still the streak to beat.
Yep.
Longest in MLB history.
I am Cameron, and with me, as always, Brent Schaefer.
Well, hello there,
Hello there.
Cameron and audience. Hello to all of you on this fine Friday morning.
We'll
Shock.
be posting on Friday morning, but today is Wednesday, June 9th,
Yes.
which meant episode 1 of Loki came out today. So we're...
I was low-key very excited about it.
Nice, but not really.
You had to see that one coming.
Yeah. But we are changing our recording and posting time because Marvel can't keep their shit together.
They can't keep up with us, dude. We're growing quicker than Marvel and Disney is.
See, it was nice when they were posting episodes on Friday because we post right before and everything, but now they're doing their episodes on Wednesdays. So we're going to record on Wednesdays
Yep.
and probably either watch the Loki episode together or just talk about it, and then post our thoughts about it on Friday, and then we will post on Sunday a movie or some other pop culture thing.
Mm-hmm.
For this week, since Loki came out the same week that we were going to finish our Legend of Korra discussion, we're going to do Korra on Sunday.
Final season.
So if you guys want to tune into that one, that will be episode 57. So yeah, Legend of Korra season 4, the series finale season. So yeah.
Cool. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. So we just finished watching Loki.
About 5 seconds before we turn the mics on.
Yep. So very fresh in our minds.
Yes.
It's interesting so far.
It's interesting so far. So, just give me your overall thoughts on the episode. I didn't write too much down just because it was only the first episode. We're just kind of just getting into it. So just tell me what you thought overall, and we'll just let the conversation go from there.
So this is the villainous Loki.
Yep.
Because he hasn't had his redemption from Ragnarok and Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still kind of the Loki from Avengers, the first Avengers.
Bad Loki.
Where he's burdened with glorious purpose.
Yes.
And he says that many times in this episode. I think it's setting up more of how he will realize that he's not a villain, because he calls himself a villain.
Yes.
And I don't remember Owen Wilson's character's name.
Me neither.
But he tells him that he's not a villain and he needs his help to stop Loki.
The really bad Loki.
Yeah.
It's interesting you bring that up, because it's interesting how he did have his whole redemption arc in the movies, but since this version of Loki hasn't come there yet, he still needs to have that redemption arc. Which brings me to my main question I have for you, Cameron, right? So it's kind of like, at the very end of the episode, he finds out that they need his help, the TVA?
Yeah, Time Variance Authority.
The Time Variance Authority. They need his help to stop himself.
Mm-hmm.
What is evil Loki up to? And why do they need to stop him?
Well, he's been killing groups of agents. That's what I think you missed that part because you were cleaning up, but they were in 1562 at some church in France, and this little girl comes up.
Oh, so I walked in halfway through the scene. I didn't realize this was in the past.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
So, he asks who did this, and the little girl points to the devil in the window pane glass.
Yep.
In the church, and it turns out it's Loki wearing his horns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then the scene opens up with him talking with Owen Wilson talking to another time agent, and the time agent says he's already killed 6 of our units.
Yeah.
He says 6 that we know of.
Okay.
And then it cuts to, not cuts, but then Owen Wilson talks to Loki in that room, and the girl walks in and says, we had another unit destroyed.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, so evil Loki, not the Loki that we're following so far, but the Loki that they're going to have to try to stop, is killing time units. Do you think it's because he figures out that the TVA is potentially the most powerful thing in the universe?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why? Because he has that realization in the episode when he finds the tons of Infinity Stones.
Yeah, and they don't work.
They don't work. Yeah, the one guy's they use them as paperweights.
Yeah.
It's it's so crazy.
And then Owen Wilson says that, have you tried using that? He says, yes, many times.
Yeah, he sounds so disappointed. I'm interested to see just where it goes. Do we have any idea as far as episode count or anything like that yet?
I think 9, but
Okay.
I'm not positive.
So then we have a long, because if it was only 6 like Falcon Winter Soldier, then that means things would have to start happening pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But if it's 9, that gives things a little more room to breathe
Mm.
and gives you a little more time to kind of figure things out, like what's going on and stuff. Cam, let's welcome to our new segment, the way too early predictions for the show.
Okay? We've watched one episode. There's only been one episode. Where's the show going? How does it end? Who dies? Who comes into the show? Who cameos? Hit me with everything.
Well, they brought up the multiverse.
Yep.
So Doctor Strange might make an appearance.
That'd be sweet.
Because he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
And his movie is the Multiverse of Sadness or Madness. Multiverse of Madness or Multiverse of Sadness.
Either way, those are both sweet names.
Yeah. So I think he might make an appearance. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Owen Wilson's gonna die.
His name's Mobius.
Mobius?
Yeah.
Mobius is gonna die.
Mr. Mobius.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why, but he just
Mr.
seems
Mobius.
he seems like a character that that they're gonna make you care about, and then he's gonna die in some tragic thing, and then Loki's gonna realize, oh no, I'm making a mistake. I am a good person. I want to be a good person, but it's too late, and Mobius is dying in his arms, something like that.
That's very bold.
Doesn't that sound like it's totally possible though?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Which part of that sounded far-fetched?
Holding him in his arms.
Okay, maybe he's not holding him in his arms. He's like petting his head. He closes his eyes. No, but I think Mobius is gonna die. We've only met literally 2 characters from the show. Maybe the third. I don't know if that main guard.
Yeah,
that
I
lady,
think she might.
She seems like she might be in a good amount.
Because I know in the trailer, I think it's her talking. She says this variant, because they call them variants. Is,
the people that deviate from the timelines.
Isn't like another variant we've had. He's rebellious, and I think that's her talking.
Okay.
So I think she's one of the main people.
Sure.
And then I don't think
coworker
anybody's,
maybe?
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I don't really think anybody's gonna die. I think there will be more guest appearances, just because it's like a whole. I wouldn't say like guest appearances, but I think it's gonna travel through a lot of the timeline, and you'll re-see scenes from other movies.
Kind of like that's kind of how they started the show.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing stuff from Avengers and from Endgame.
Yeah, and Thor: Dark World.
Yep, and a little bit of Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So there was that, because it was kind of like a refresher of like, here's where Loki is now.
Mm-hmm.
If you get to pick one Avenger to bring into the show. Doesn't have to be necessarily a core Avenger.
Like original 6.
Yeah, doesn't have to be necessarily an original 6.
Just somebody from the MCU.
Yes, that you really like. Who would you love to see in this show? Just be like, oh my god, they're here?
Captain Marvel.
That'd be cool. What's she up to after Endgame?
Chilling.
Just chilling?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like a lot of them.
Very much what she was up to before Endgame.
Yeah. I guess I said Captain Marvel because that's one of the ones that makes the most sense to show up.
Sure. Because she's so powerful.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. That's probably my favorite one. Like the one I'd be most excited for. Maybe even Wanda comes back.
Now it's funny, now that you say that, and Wanda included, those are probably the only 3 that really could make sense, because they're probably the only ones powerful enough and can do like magic and all that to come.
Because Wanda and Captain Marvel have power from the Infinity Stones in them, and then Doctor Strange is like the overseer of the universe, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. I could totally see that. I figured, Cam, that this first episode, this segment was going to be pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we don't know really what the show is going to be yet. We don't know many of the characters. So that's why I only wrote down a couple of things. We've already covered most of them.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to give a shout out to, that we knew this was going to be the case, and it always is with the Marvel, is just the production value.
Production value and comedic value.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of funny parts.
Very, very funny, and it's not only funny and it's not only dramatic. It's a nice mix of the two, and that's always well appreciated when you can weave those up together. And Marvel and Disney do that better than most companies, you know. So I'm really excited.
At you, DC Universe.
Yeah, come on, DC, get it together. Too serious. Why so serious, Cam?
Even those movies have some funny parts.
Yes, they do. Do you think we're gonna get big action set pieces, or does it not strike you as that kind of show?
I think there'll be some good action pieces.
Yeah, definitely. But later on, maybe once we get a little more story and figure out a little more of what the hell is going on.
Do you think they're gonna put that like collar thing back on Loki to make sure he doesn't go anywhere? Because it's on that guard right now.
It is on the guard right now. Stop it. Yeah, I could see them wanting to, but I could see him being like, "Look, if I'm gonna help you, you're not putting that thing on me." I'm interested to see because we've gotten 2 cool tools from the TVA. We got the collar that you're talking about, where you can like change the time, you can manipulate the time on the person wearing it, and then we got the slow down
the slow down,
slow
and
down
the
thing.
evaporator stick. I think
The
it's
evaporator stick was pretty cool too. The
Pardon
slow down
me.
thing was crazy though when he moves 1/16 of the
called.
time. I want to see more of that.
Yeah, she says you're moving 1/16 of the time, but you're experiencing all the pain
In real time, yeah. And I love his face. He's just like, yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm excited to see what other kind
It
of
made a good
tools.
Ragnarok reference too when they evaporated that guy for not having a card.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, I asked everybody for cards. Yeah.
Pardon you.
What is it?
from
Pardon you
life.
from life. It's so good, dude. I'll never. I love that line so much.
Pardon you. Thank you so much
Yeah.
from
From
life.
life. Oh, I'm stepping in him. I'm stepping in him. It's so good. I'm excited to see. I think we're gonna get a little more stuff like that, like just comedic moments.
Because Loki, I think, he's the god of mischief, so
Right.
he has he uses a bunch of fun. I wouldn't say like funny lines, but
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's Mobius kind of pointed that out too, because he was like saying all his crazy lines. It's like a lot of metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you seem
Makes
smart.
you seem smart. Yeah. Yeah. Loki, just the way he naturally banters, is just really funny. Like the back and forth. That's why I'm thinking.
Yeah, punch up.
Yeah, I'm thinking the 2 main characters that we're gonna get a lot of back and forth with, kind of like a Falcon, Winter Soldier situation, is Mobius and Loki. And I'm excited to see where that goes. I love Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
We didn't get a single wow yet. Do you think we get something
I'm
like
sure
that?
we get a wow.
Okay, can't wait. Can't wait. Was there anything else, Cam, you wanted to talk about?
Loki kind of is using Biff Tannen's method to get money. Or
Oh.
it made it seem like that
Yeah.
because they're like, yeah, somebody probably found a time machine and is going back in time to use it for money
Yep.
because they say he struck oil.
Mm-hmm. And then in the 1800s when it was like everywhere. There was also the whole D.B. Cooper thing, which is pretty cool. D.B. Cooper was that guy who robbed a plane in like the 70s and then just disappeared forever. So it's funny that Marvel was like, oh yeah, it was Loki. That was pretty cool. And he got millions and millions of dollars, it looked like. I want to get a little more stuff like that, a little more backstory on Loki throughout the show. That would be cool, like just little moments here and there. I really appreciated that, and I want more
you
of that.
haven't really watched Thor 1 or 2.
I haven't seen any of either of them.
Even those movies, you don't get a lot of backstory, but you get more than Ragnarok and Avengers and Infinity War.
Sure. Yeah, in the first Avengers, Loki, you don't really learn much about him other than that he's like a power-hungry god, you know what I mean?
And
I think
he's not actually Odin's son.
he's not?
He's adopted.
Oh, I didn't know that,
That's
actually.
why it's Laufey's son, not Odin's son.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
He's a frost giant.
I think... Do you think Ragnarok's the movie that we learn the most about Loki in?
I think Thor 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you do learn some from Ragnarok, but not as much as
The
Dark
first
World
movies.
and Thor.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm excited to learn more about him because I always, just because he is such a wild card, I've always really enjoyed
I
watching
really
Loki.
hope, because you said you want to see more backstory, I really hope they use the scene that Thor describes in Ragnarok when he's like, he turned into a snake and I came up and grabbed onto him.
Oh, yeah.
I was 8.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I wonder, do you think this is the show to get a Thor or something like that to guest star, guest appear?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
I could see it not being like Thor actually there.
Mm-hmm.
I could just see it being like a flashback or something that
Sure.
would show him.
Sure. But do you think we get a Chris Hemsworth
Yes.
in the show?
I could see it.
That'd be cool. I'd be hyped. I love Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Cool, man. Well, that was pretty much everything I had. Unless there was anything else you wanted to talk about.
Not really.
Yeah. Like we said, we figured the first episode was going to be pretty short. Our episode, not their episode. The episode was an hour. But we just don't have too much to talk about yet because the show is very mysterious at this point, and I'm sure that's going to open up a lot even in the second episode. So I'm excited to see more. Kind of the new game plan is for Cam and I to watch it the Wednesday right before we record, so we come in super fresh on it and like have like, oh, this is our reactions to what happened, as opposed to having time to really think about it.
Yeah.
Which we haven't really done that before.
No. might want to watch it with subtitles though, 'cause,
Yeah, I agree. We can totally do some
Yeah.
subtitles.
yeah. So for our video people, if you enjoyed this episode and have not yet subscribed, you can do so over here. And if you would like to watch our most recent video, you can do so here. Thank you.